now let's shut off the lights and see the pictures.
I must say, Mom and Daddy are well suited to each other, too.
Yeah, in the years, I guess you grow each other. She bought me some of that there sheer stuff. But I'd never wear it. It embarrassed me, you know.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see any reason why everybody should praise private affairs in front of other people either, you know. That's what they were doing last night.
I bought her some too.
Other time we're shooting right close.
When was that? What are these kinds of names for?
Yeah, I'm trying to do my best. A little bit clear of it. Oh, Janet's got up in the morning. Janet's got up in the morning.
Okay, look at that. That tree down front.
It could happen, you know. Politics is one nut with a gun. Another one.
Somebody's time has been set in Arizona, I guess.
What?
An hour late.
No, well, that'd be out in Hawaii, that kind of time.
No.
Hey, let's turn on the TV now. TV.
Arizona, it's 2 a.m. now. It's 1 a.m. here, 2 a.m. in Arizona, so.
Yeah, your beaded sweater you made, just like the one I
It's gonna be the ball.
Cashmere? Yeah, well, it's kind of real shiny, but the
Well,
sleeves
we
aren't
get
fine.
on, see what to do there.
And, made in Hong Kong.
More shooting there, buddy. Oh, it could be.
Yeah, kids gonna have to come over tomorrow and help clean. I don't think I'm gonna have to worry. Okay, that's fine. Well, okay,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Susan will get a call around 7:30. So you can hurry over. I got a bunch of deliveries.
Isn't that horrible? Your baby is still saying he's got a cold. Well, my sinuses are stuffed up for some reason. I bet it started with that cold that just... But sometimes the cold does that to you.
Yeah.
Then it just stays that way. I can't even blow it out. It's the most horrid thing.
Who is? Oh, that guy on TV around part of me.
Oh. Turn him off. Well, I was hoping we'd hear something about the
Turn it over on somebody else.
One show, and then she was canceled.
Well,
Turn to the bar.
I can't stand another Western or a doctor's show. It's embarrassing, yeah, they had to ramble around so long about everything that's happening in her doctor's show. She watches every day.
With clinical detail.
Yeah, about all the gloves and
Oh.
everything with the doctors. Had to tell all the ramifications. When was that shipment? Christmas Eve? No.
Well, we take our first door in 1970, and I came up.
sings and songs.
So what that's the thing.
Let's finish that tape tomorrow, and then we'll do
Yeah,
the singing.
That's what I say.
Well, Judy, why don't you just sign off for us?
Sign off for y'all. Sign off for y'all. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let them know.
Happy New Year, happy night. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Sharon, Dad, Marty, and Mike.
Oh,
Michael, not Mike.
Mike, not Mike, Michael.
Well, that Mike just came out.
Oh, Michael.
Mikey is what I call him. I'll bet it'll be Mike. Oh, Mikey, girl. No, I just thought I was well, whatever's most, whatever's the most. Maybe it's another. I want some of that chicken and dressing. Yeah, I have that right here. I haven't got it.
Janet, here's some venison steak.
Here's the knife for anybody who wants to cut off chicken. You better tell me what kind of steak you're gonna have.
I'll get it.
No.
Good grief, chicken off steak. I didn't carve the whole chicken because I don't know if anybody ever comes to eat all that steak. We had ham and scalloped potatoes. French rolls. Salad. Sounds like a real New Year's Day feast.
I don't want to get around the other side either, Janet.
Ham, I think ham is the best thing for New Year's. Last night we had oyster stew and today we're having steak.
I really don't know. Even though I think that way, but I guess I do. Well, I didn't want to just.
Is the water around?
Good call, Shakes, will you?
Dad, do you want some of that stuff?
Do you have any water? Did you make ice water? Well, there's cold water in the fridge. To get the cold water out of the fridge. Well, we're starting our New Year's Day dinner now, and Alex is here visiting us. In fact, she and Judy did come together, but as soon as they got here, Judy and Susan left right away.
Go chase an ambulance driver.
No, thanks, Mario. I just can't because we've done our best. Starting with the same thing. Doing the dishes, then Judy was going to put those on the stove. So oh, I'll eat some coffee cake when you get that. Don't worry about that. Yeah, that'll be good. Who else wants water? I think it's almost ready to bake, but the oven's still too hot for the chicken. Al and Donnie came over and they with us tonight because they had, Grandpa John Roberts was up there over at Al's and he loves Lucas. So then she got Lucas and cooked that for, him and Woody and Ann, and she liked it. And Alan came home, she thought she was going to have dinner real early, and then she'd have it all done. When Alan got home, she fixed the steak. So he walked in, just sitting down at the table, gets off early today. So she called up and said, oh, what's eating for something? I said, oh, bacon, ham, and scalloped potatoes. She said, my husband and my son coming in for dinner. So they came over and ate with us all day. Lucas so mixed up. I think Alan doesn't like Lucas. Sam was all in. Oh. So I roasted chickens last night and then Jared got oysters and we had oyster stew, but it's just oyster stew. Oh, yeah. And yet there's not quite enough of dinner. Jean from beautiful food.
What?
For everybody who's done Monday night. Then Ted decided to have Lucas and lunch. But graduated didn't.
I don't think I'd defy anybody who doesn't know ahead of time. The turn on this is Dennis instead of Steve.
They can have a rain.
I thought it was me.
You're not getting anything else over there. Today we get something clean.
I had no point to sell it, now I'm getting down to it.
That's damn good meat, Dan.
It sure is.
Come on, throw it over there, Jim.
Well, turn that thing off, and you're just getting a lot of stuff on there, and you ain't getting nothing on it.
Let's see if I can talk this when we're eating.
Well, that all's for it.
Right.
Oh, wherever my tongue down there.
About what?
I'm not talking about oh.
I don't know, I'm all ears.
Put that to the top of this jar. This is for that. Oh, here it is.
And we got 2 jugs on the table.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish Russ had done instead of some of those pictures. A lot of those pictures are fine, but I mean, I wish he'd take time to play some of those tape recordings he had.
Well, the pictures were beautiful. Oh, yeah, he's got a real good one, that liver and onion that they had on a hunting trip one time. That we made on his dinner.
I got a statement here, whatever.
Maybe we can have Gene
Yeah,
play
we
it.
have a lot of stories and everything. That's about what it is. I have been living on
A lot of,
Really?
a lot of interesting vocabulary. I had first I worked for Forest. Oh, like terminology for sleeping bag.
Well, I showed her the Lord. There's the keys. Oh. See? Yeah, it is hot. Let's open the door. Well, I bet you couldn't do that, Sharon, opening the back door in the wintertime to cool off. Well, if you could, to cool off. There's plenty of cold right there. But it's chicken and the venison and the beef are all delicious.
Yeah,
What a weird dinner.
Pretty darn good one, I would say.
well, you know, it is pretty hard to tell that meat from beef.
Well, unless I knew ahead of time, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Now, Janet said something about the grain on the meat, but I never noticed that much about the grain on the meat, so you won't tell anything about it anyway.
No. The only reason I'm gonna get beef instead of venison, that kind of steak thin, the one I cut was thick. That's what it is.
All right, we have. We're going to family house. I'm watching television. I guess they'll watch me football, I think. And watch it all day long. We turned it on sometimes we didn't get it either one to watch. And then it's like nasty and stuff. This is where I was going. Not with me. Watched all this one all day. I didn't do anything today. What anything?
That's the way it's going to be,
That's what I told them, is I do as much at New Year's as I did New Year's Day, but I don't do very much. Slept till 10:15, made breakfast at 11, done the dishes, and made dinner, that's all I done today.
Gee, you got up
That
early.
sounds perfect. Have to go until 9 o'clock and we got it.
Was it that early?
But you didn't get up till 9:30 or 10. Gene and I, after we left the house here last night, went over to Doug's and Marlene's and had a couple, well, I had a couple of drinks. Gene drank coffee so he could drive
Yeah,
home.
I'm talking about face whatever.
And so we didn't get home till 3 o'clock, but by 3, no, we didn't leave their house until 3 o'clock, and by 3:15 we were in bed. Didn't take us long to get ready for bed. Then we got up around 11:30 today and went out to the circus. Had a breakfast brunch out there for So I would put it just the first, you know, it would be real good too.
You eat all of it?
Yeah,
Almost.
chicken and sausage, bacon, and scrambled eggs. Hash browns.
There you go, tomato soup, grapefruit, coffee. They even had pork chops and gravy, almond and crisps, which I would never do. All kinds of salad stuff. Might be surprised, they might be good. Yeah, it's good trying something. Don't you try it for me? So much oysters. Well, we must say that. There wasn't big. Thank goodness for crackers. Oyster on a spoon and a cracker and cut it in a cracker basket. So cute. But I like the Boston way too. Crackers all over. Oh, I like that.
Well, you chew them, you don't swallow them.
That's even fun.
Right.
Yeah, I just swallowing.
You put them in your mouth, chew them out of
And I
the
wish I had a swallow whole. I took one sausage bite down it.
Those pictures we had yesterday were pretty darn big to be swallowing whole.
I felt it all the way down. Jenna kept saying, you can't cut those oysters, and I cut mine. Mine stopped when I cut it up. I said, a little bit of it half, and
Ooh, nice and crispy.
that's brown.
Still on a critical evaluation.
Yeah, well, I got it.
Janet's got a cold.
Well, good, that way we
I
can,
couldn't carry a 2-minute bucket anyway.
I can't hear it.
Boy, but when you good news at home, you know, and you go around singing, hallelujah, I'm a bum, hallelujah, bum again. Hallelujah, gets a hand out, oh, revive us again. Only his voice kind of cracks in strategic places, you know, and he gets out of tune. I remember Alan Norman, you both know him. And they're living across the back room, north of us there. And on this day off, you know, and he's working around outside. He's always listening to the singing, you know. And singing with all his voice, so he'll bring his little radio on, he'll come out the back, and he'll turn it on full speed, and he'll get up on the roof, pounding away, and singing. Oh. I mean, it's good to see somebody happily singing away, you know. He's always singing out when he's out the backyard working there. He's always singing.
Yeah, but he does a regular job.
Before Jerry went to service, when he was home and he'd get up in the morning and he'd hear Jerry Allen out back there singing and everything, he'd open the door and he'd yell, "Hold it down, Marilyn!" Allen would say, "Hey there, Jerry, you up? Come on over." Okay. I'm very cool with that.
I haven't seen Norman on this trip. I haven't seen Huff either, but he usually is always.
Well, I see, Alan is in the detective bureau now, and I guess Huff is, I don't know.
Huff is
Is
too.
he?
Yeah, he's the one that came out 5 days after Ted shot the burglar to ask about him.
Oh, Lord. That's a good one. Oh, I'm gonna tell Alan about that one. Yeah.
I guess Ted said, well, next time I'm not even the boss with you guys, I'll just take care of it myself.
That's why he's going out wearing his gun all the time, I think.
Well, the police, I guess, is pretty well hamstrung. And Ted doesn't feel he's very much hamstrung, so.
Right.
He
He
has a-
killed that guy in Sue's bed.
He said he would have if he realized it.
Justified.
He said he would have if he realized the police would have been so slow about doing anything. 5 days later.
That guy ran like he knew it, too. Yeah, I could feel here, didn't clip him in the heels or something, but. Yeah. That's just a shame. Yeah. I had to come up to the house or something, and Daddy was here, and so I was the first one Daddy told us to, you know. He said, "Boy, have I got something to tell you, you know." And then he takes me in there. He was in the bedroom and shows me the bullet all over his fur window, you know, that he put in there. And I said, "Boy, I said, this is going to teach Susan a lesson. Maybe seeing that bullet hole will remind her to lock her windows up, kid." But I got a kick out of how he was he stood there shaking his head and said how he just couldn't understand how that guy could get out of that window so darn fast. He says he was holding the Venetian blinds and leaping through the window at the same time like a flash. He was just gone, you know. Couldn't understand how somebody could move that fast.
I'm trying to think if I had a bullet chasing me, I'd move pretty fast too.
Up and out. Wonder if anybody's trying to break into our place off and on.
I
Well,
try
we
not
have
even
a
to
pretty
think.
hard time the way you guys lock your
Well,
place up.
twice
We
out,
had our
I've been
neighbor,
going.
you know, she lived in the same building, and we had her, asked her to check on it and go make sure the doors were locked once in a while and stuff like that.
But our landlord won't think that, he's got our phone number.
Of course, she can hardly speak English, she's Japanese, and especially when she's excited, it's so hard to understand what she's saying.
Oh, I think she could just the word to the landlord one way or another.
Oh, yeah.
Assuming he's still alive. It was assumption in itself.
Well,
Oh, he was laid up for about a month in the
she
hospital.
got
Heart
done
attack.
real bad.
Got about everything wrong with him. He had a stroke, he had a heart attack.
Talked about dying all the time, you know, we pray good grief.
And he talks about dying even more than Kermit does.
Yeah, the other night at night, I was like, Kimberly, yeah, he said, somebody said something to him, he says, oh, if I live that long, if I don't die.
Yeah, and someone offered him a drink. He said, I don't want to die in fact, you know.
Wow, he is really obsessed with that idea.
I don't know if he's that obsessed with it, or it was made out of decent wood or something.
Yeah.
See the insurance.
Well, I get it for several years, quite a few years, but, it's not, they're not the happiest stuff in the world. Just see them together. They just never are together.
Yeah, that's right.
You see them at parties, and they never, I don't think they ever did. I have never seen
Oh, you're right.
I don't know why, but,
Yeah, she's really, got, she had her hair all fixed real nice and, you know, makeup and everything, and looks real nice. A lot better than I did.
And no one to New Year's Eve party.
Well, she just slimmed down, you know, real good in the last, oh, she's been slimmed down now for a couple of years. Looking real nice.
I haven't seen her, I have strawberry on.
Yeah.
But she still came to life after she started to work. Had more of an interest in it. What little calf is the damn name.
So it has little breath.
Yeah, and she remembered her look. And she copied the boy.
Find her out to the neighbors, whoever would take care of her. Oh, sure, her mother. Grandma did?
Oh, she's aging fast.
Her,
Grandma says she's lost along the lake. And
still living down on Blue?
she's just got it now.
Does grandma still like to go out and play Keno once in a while? and stuff
Well,
like
you know,
that?
she really doesn't go much at all. She slows herself down a lot too.
I think she's on the road every day.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
She looks tired from it too.
Yeah, well, she eats on pretty early in the evening, a couple nights ago. Here she eats fairly early.
Well, how old is Grandma? 80 something?
84.
83 or 84.
Yeah,
I think it's 50. But for a while, those couple of times you took it with you, when we went to visit Grandma, and she'd start talking about, the olden days, you know, when she was living there. She told me about her mother-in-law, you know, when Lady Munson and all that stuff. We got it all on tape, and it was really interesting. But now, you know, if I got anything on tape, she'd have to know she was talking, you know, because how can you hide a great big tape recorder, you know?
You still got those tapes?
Do you still have those tapes that you made?
No, yeah, I don't know.
I think I've seen a couple of small tapes about a dream, about a realist.
Yeah, it really would be neat, because she gets wound up pretty good when she starts talking about the older days.
But I know if I should let you
And they get pretty interesting.
I know how to handle that.
Then you listen to him, then you can see that, just like, Mission Impossible, 5 seconds.
I think one time I might have, just decided to throw them away.
Come on, David. Oh, you wouldn't.
Shame
Shame
on
on
you.
you.
I don't have anything to play them on.
Well, I know, but,
Why should I want to listen to?
that's like throwing away Indian relics.
But it's fun to
Indian.
listen to.
Well, remember how,
Well, they were, you know who they were from, don't you?
Well, not.
Well, Bob got 2 tape recorders. See, what?
Yeah, we know.
And he had one in my head.
Yeah, anyhow.
Well, let's change the subject. I was going to say that,
Speaking of,
speaking of old people, Jean's mom and dad sent us 3 little, pictures that this 85-year-old man painted back in York, Pennsylvania. And he made the frames for him,
all
everything
wooden
out of wood.
things.
And, of course, personally, I don't paint that kind of stuff, but he painted, little
Two birds.
things for nature, like birds and little flowers and stuff, you know. And, they ended up pretty cute, but it's more interesting when you know that it was painted by such an old person. So there's, somebody else that keeps active in your old age. I think that's pretty good. And they look pretty cute on the walls, you know.
Starting kids need to go to bed.
Yeah, we're all sitting around here eating fudge and
I think his head was aging again.
Huh? I wonder why.
eating chicken and fudge and candy and, yeah.
God, I hope that's awful. Mom has all her Christmas cookies made now, and,
Yeah, this is
she
January 1st.
made 5 today, and we just had some meat for that. And she's got some Yule bread baking in the oven of, what is it, holiday bread? Christmas bread. So we're gonna dine on that later on.
And we're all gonna sit around together and sing songs.
That's right, we have done that.
Right.
Pictures. Photographs.
Well, back in the old times, you would go for $15 kettle of up. There's $16, that'll take care of the pictures too.
What pictures?
What pictures?
Oh, yeah, those, remember those little photographs we sent to her when he was supposedly looking for a job?
Well, thank you, dear.
When he was looking for a job. Is that better?
That's somewhat better, yes.
You should have heard him, folks, when she told him that she bought the Christmas cards on sale, and she owed Mama $5 for.
The trouble is,
Well,
about the war,
right,
she had a
that's pretty
credit card, so there's quite a bit of stuff more to haul back than what we figured on.
I'm sure you can't just wait.
No, give her the check now, or she'll never get it.
Well, what I'm thinking is, like, if we forget something and they can ship it to us, and then I can just include the shipping in the.
Oh, good. Just give her the check now.
That's it, Jen. Keep thinking.
Don't try to think of ways to spend more money. Just
That's a munchkin for you. Yeah, right, sure.
I was still thinking about that bargain, a nickel a card.
Yeah, well, it only has about twice what we paid for the first batch, at least this year, the 60 that Janet bought, that I got sent off my
We got
office.
60 for $1. God!
My God, I thought I made a good $5 for a dollar.
They were on sale, and then I went to another sale, and I got, they were $1 a box, $1 for 25 cards, and I got 2 boxes of this. So we paid about $2 on the card this year. But I've already got my cards for next Christmas. Now if I make them on around the 4th of July, maybe I'll.
Well, I can
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
find
yeah.
you cards, and I got this, bought that, we got 25, 50 for $1. You must have paid $1 for that one alone.
Say, Janet, do you,
Yeah, I think she's talking up to
I
it.
think
no,
so too.
she isn't, that's what we.
Well, that was a gorgeous car.
Well, I want you to know that those cards are down on sale at $39. I think they're real nice cards.
Say, speaking of Christmas
That's
cards,
what I
we
do
still,
every year.
we still haven't sent one of the Van Camera to you, called it the.
For $1, she must have paid $1 for that one alone.
Say, Janet, do you,
Yeah, I think she's talking up to
I
it.
think
no,
so too.
she isn't, that's what we.
Well, that was a gorgeous car.
Well, I want you to know that those cards are down on sale at $39. I think they're real nice cards.
Speaking of Christmas
That's
cards,
what I
we
do
still,
every year.
we still haven't sent one of the Van Camera to you, called it Van, well, they have to get their address.
Okay, if you look at the, you'll get pictures.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me.
Sorry,
I
I
sent
sent
you
you
Christmas
Christmas
cards
cards
tonight,
tonight,
Sharon.
I remembered it, but I've been busy all day long.
Oh, silence.
Well, now you're not busy. In 5 minutes, that Christmas bread should be ready. I'm gonna take it out and ice it while it's hot.
Right, we're gonna eat it.
Right.
Eat.
Look, Ted and I can take the stuff out and ice it, and you gals can go look at the pictures, okay?
Oh, if when I take all those pictures out, it's gonna be a half a day's thing.
You know what Sharon will say? She'll say, thank God I'm not there because I'd have to take a be on a diet after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, Urban, I sure would be.
Yeah,
It's just breakfast for
Morning,
breakfast
noon, and
and
night.
lunch.
That's up there.
Yeah.
Cooking for a while.
But I'm gonna send a box of cookies and fish home.
And she's serious about her being on a diet too.
No,
She's
you're
a
not.
cook.
I sure am.
Yes, she is, Janet, now doggone it.
Yeah, the master
Sure,
is
why not?
open. He's gonna have fudge.
Well, we
You're
get
gonna
snowed
go
in
with that.
halfway to, we want to have some food with us, you know?
Right.
And
You wanna have
quick
chocolate to
energy.
give you energy.
That's quick energy if you get
Right.
snowed in.
Right. That way you can get back there and push the truck while it drives.
Or you can drive over.
I can see that way over like the head.
Yeah.
She's still sitting and cogitating about that, I guess.
Yeah, she's trying to think of an answer.
Well, I'm just trying to think of what I'll do with that fudge besides eat it myself.
Eat it.
I suppose Herb will take care of the other half.
I'm sure Herb will take care of his portion.
Well, that's a piece of this whole.
Yeah.
The people at work.
You're gonna give some to
like
Paul just about the time he handed me a letter of resignation.
it. Yeah.
Kind of
But
sweeten the moment a little bit.
soften him up and then hit him with the whatever.
But it's really funny. When I first told him that I might take this job, he just sort of panicked. He just sort of wandered around and just didn't know what to do.
It's so important around
I'm
here.
goddamn glad you was leaving. I still can't figure why he puts up with it, you know. That's darn it, at the Christmas party, and he was
And
telling
you
me what,
might be careful. You wouldn't get any fudge from Janet.
he was telling me the kind of stuff she pulled on him, like the
I
Friday
talked
before.
back to him all the time.
I'll be quiet.
Well, like the Friday before that Christmas party, you know, he'd been out and he'd had a small glass of beer with his lunch at noon, and he came back in the office. As soon as he stuck his head in the door, and was drinking again.
I could smell the yeast plus and he had that stupid grin on his face as he always.
Oh dear.
And then his wife said, "Well, that's all right, Janet. You just keep it up." She's a teetotaling Baptist.
Oh.
She sometimes feels like living wild and dangerously. Then she orders a glass of ginger ale.
That was all she could have at the Christmas party. Paul's wife was a glass of ginger ale. And Paul went around and he hardly sat there at all, and he just got so drunk it was terrible. Well, you've been by her, she wouldn't have been
Yeah, well, he stood in the line for half an hour to get her a ginger ale. He forgot that and got 2 beers for himself.
He probably didn't dare go back then.
Oh,
Well, he didn't
dear.
get back for a whole hour after he said he was going to get her a ginger ale. Then he didn't get it, then he didn't have it when he got back. It was really awful.
I'm glad you're married to a studious, teetotaler type, you know.
Who won't dance, but it likes beer.
Yeah, the
Oh,
city
yeah,
thing,
yeah, get that thing going, give me that.
us Munson girls like to dance.
Yeah. Why can't you impress that on your husband?
Oh, I don't know, that's,
Well, you've done a pretty good job here.
That's right, Gene did dance, didn't he?
Mhm.
yeah, we danced about 3 bands.
That's about all there was. There wasn't too many
Yeah,
people.
there wasn't too many people dancing. In fact, once we were the only ones dancing.
And besides, I'm on our New Year's Eve party movie, we've got pictures of Gene thinking of me.
Yeah, that was one of the better moments.
Jackie and her whole dress too, you know, doing.
Yeah.
What's her specialty?
I don't know what you call it, but she was doing it.
Oh,
Kind of like a shimmy.
Oh, well.
striptease or anything
I
like
know.
that. Well, yeah, that's the same, yeah, Sharon's on that one too, isn't she?
Yeah.
So why don't we pick out a song to sing before the tape is over?
Yeah, the tape's getting pretty short here. We better.
Well, Janet's got a solo on there already, you know.
Janet?
Sure, you know, about Hallelujah, I'm a bum.
Oh,
You don't. Oh.
shut it off.
Well, we were just talking about how awful it was to have a 7-inch reel to try to fill it up and everything. Because it took us since Thanksgiving until now to finish up, well, about 5 weeks, yeah. So, for heaven's sake, it took us that long, but don't take that long yourself to fill it up. Just fill up one side and send it back. That way we'll get our visits over with sooner.
Right. Everybody's talking about singing a song, so before they start singing the song, I'm gonna sing one for Ronnie and Mike for a little remembrance about a couple of old cowpunchers down the Ozark Mountains that decided they'd have a little fun. And so this is the way it went. One fella's name was Rusty Jigs and the other was Old Man Riggs. So here's a little song about him. Says, way up high in the Ozark Mountains where the yellow pines grow tall, Old Man Riggs and Rusty Jigs had a roundup late last fall. They took their horses and their branding irons and maybe a rope fork too, and they vowed they'd brand every long-eared doggy that came into their view. Says Old Man Riggs to Rusty Jigs after riding up and down, I'm tired of cow geography and allows I'm going to town. They turned around and started out, for it wasn't a very long ride. And those were the days when the good cowpuncher could oil up his old inside. They started out at the old gin house at the head of the Whiskey Row, and they ended up at the depot house from 40 drinks below. They staggered out and they got their broncs and started on their way. To tell you the honest to goodness truth, those boys got stewed that day. As they were going down towards home, packing a pretty big load, who should they meet but the devil himself coming prancing down the road? The devil said, you cowboy skunks, you better hunt your holes, for I came up from hell below to gather in your soul. Now Rusty said, the devil be damned, us boys are feeling pretty tight, and before you get any cowboy souls, you'll have one hell of a fight. Old Man Riggs was a good cowboy with his lariat tied up neat, so he punches a hole in his old seagull and he roped the devil's hind feet. They dehorned him with a dehorning iron, then while their iron grew hot, they rounded up a bunch of calves and they branded up the lot. They tailed him down and they tied him up, tied knots in his tail for a joke, and then they left him laying there tied up to a big black oak. Now if you're ever up in the Ozark Mountains and you hear an awful wail, you'll know it's the devil a belling round about the knots that's tied in his tail. How do you like that, Ronnie? Huh? See if you can play a tune to that later on.
kids when we were little too.
Yeah.
That was Auntie Kay and this is Auntie Janet. And he sure did sing it to us all.
Yeah, I guess I did. Well, they used to chord on
He
the
used to
piano.
play, Daddy used to play on the piano when he sang it.
We couldn't get him to play on the piano tonight.
You should have done it, then Ronnie would practice on it.
Well, I
Oh,
forgot how
but
to
he can
chord.
practice and do
That's
it
all right.
later.
That's all right. We're gonna sing later on, but I'm
I
not gonna play it yet.
turned it off and
Real true thing.
Yeah.
That's true. A lot of fun.
what?
Turn it on the TV and remember a couple of your dad's old stories.
It's on.
It's on.
Well, like one time there in Wisconsin when they were all home, they lived along a place called Horse Lake, and it was about 4 miles all the way around. The road went all the way around it. And right across the lake was a fellow that lived over there. He didn't associate with people too much or anything, but kind of a mean old bastard. And he had been kind of sick, so after the chores were done, supper was over, they all used to go out and sit on the front porch out there and in the evening where it was a little bit cool. So my dad said that while they were all out there, why they noticed a light coming down across the lake, coming down the road towards this fellow's house, just going real fast. Boy, just like a car would now, but they never even had any car them days. Back in about 1890, somewhere in there. And as soon as it got out in front of that fellow's house, it shot clear way up in the air and it drifted off to the left. It disappeared. And then they noticed through the woods the light going again, coming real fast from that way. Just like a streaker is coming, and it got to the front of the house, it shot up in the air, way up, and it drifted off to the right again. And so they said, well, what can that be? And so my dad's father, he said, hook up the horses, and we'll go over there. And that light made another run. And that time it just went right on up and disappeared, see. And he said, something's wrong over there. He said, I'll bet you he died. Or got killed or something. So they hooked up the team and they went around the lake and over the place and they went and knocked on the door and the lady come to the door and said, oh, sure glad to see you. She said, my husband, he just died, not 10 minutes ago. And so they went in and helped her with him and everything. And he said they used to see signs like that. They seen things like that in them days. Just like Mom, she used to go to town with her mother in a horse and buggy. They only lived a couple miles from Dresden Junction there in Wisconsin. And they'd go in and she'd sell butter and stuff and bring home stuff, and you'd get dark before it come home. And this one night they were coming home, and the little, the road goes up and down the little hills and stuff, and come up over one hill, and there was a blue light rolling right in front of the horse's hoof. Rolled right on up the hill, right on down the hill, and then it disappeared. And they went down in there and right up on top of the hill. When they got on top of the hill, the little blue light rolled in front of the horse's hoof and right on down the hill and disappeared again. And so her mother said that, I'll bet you the little girl up that had been sick sometimes, I bet that little girl that just died. And the light just disappeared. Never seen it again. It was only about a half mile from home, and it drove in and unhooked the horse and went in the house, and then later that night when they come down from up there at the place and said the little girl had died about that time. They said they used to notice that them signs like that they'd see that nowadays nobody sees them or pays any attention to them or something.
I know what you say.
It's on.
Hello, Sharon and Jack and Ronnie and Mike. Okay, Mom, too. Hi, Sharon and Jack.
I hope you had a nice Christmas, and we sure love to see your two little ones.
But if I did you too, tell them who you are.
Al? People not like themselves with the letter when they go in.
Melissa and Judy. What would you call yourself?
Judy just got back with Susan from chasing Mercy ambulances.
They're chasing the boys up the ambulance. Their own good
Yeah,
time.
the ambulances aren't any good with that guy, though. The right guys.
And tonight we ate them.
What does that mean? It means found you good guys?
One good, one bad.
Well, we
And a
better,
few good-looking cops.
we better end this out of tape before.
Does that sound familiar, Sharon?
Ah.
Yeah, Jack.
So, well, Jack, this is Gene talking. Today is the 26th of February. We're finally getting this tape done. If you hear a little hum in the tape, don't pay no attention to it. I laid the microphone on the floor and picked up the hum from the refrigerator. So it's not your recorder, it's just a tape.
And this is Kay. And right now we're trying to compete with the music for Susan's new stereo, which she got from Penny's.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Anyhow, it's real pretty when it really plays the music. She's in there now, bobbing and swaying to her records.
Yeah.
And got a nice quiet evening here up at Mom's. Of course, today is Thursday, February 26th. Naturally, the day after your birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jack.
Yeah.
Wait.